Hey, my name is Evans, and this is my quick walkthrough for the quest Desperate Measures. The requirements for this quest include level 50 Archaeology, level 50 Agility, Desperate Times and its prerequisite quests, and you must have also completed the Anachronia Base Camp tutorial. You will need the following items: 100 Orphan Glass. You can either collect this yourself from a material cache located in Northern Anachronia, or just buy them on the GE. The measure, which can be located inside the Elder Halls of RuneScape, accessed via the World Gate, as well as these useful items to help speed up your travel, such as the Archaeology Journal or Dig Site Pendant, Heart Teleport Tablets, and some food and prayer potions are also suggested for the fight at the end of the quest. To begin the quest, we head to Berthorpe Castle to meet Seren's council on the second floor. Seren and her council tasked the player with finding a way to stop Kerapak from destroying all life on the universe. Using any of the dialogue options, we're finally able to accept our quest and we must now make our way to Anachronia. This can be done by simply teleporting to Anachronia using the Lodestone network, or if you haven't yet upgraded the base camp enough to have access to this, you can take the boat to the northeast of the dig site. If you've taken the longer route to Anachronia via the dig site, you will need to navigate your way to the central base camp. Otherwise, if you've used the Lodestone, head east up the stairs and speak to the dragon, Mr. Mordort. He informs us of some companions who are here to assist us in our attempt to stop Kerapak. He tells us they are located just north of the base camp observing the Dragonkin statue, and we should head over there and speak to them. Head north of the base camp, down the stairs, and speak to Thok. Thok reveals that he and Karos are here to assist us, but first they must recount the story of how they crash-landed upon Anachronia and were attacked upon arrival. This takes place in the form of a flashback memory. Choose option 1 to be taken back to a playthrough of said memory, where we will now assume control of Thok and his mighty stick, while Karos hides in a bush. We are now in control of Thok and we want to head east in search of the Anachronia base. This is where we will find safety, but Thok seems to crave danger, for he's not afraid. He has a big stick. Meanwhile, we're ambushed by a big lizard, which appears out of nowhere before Thok is politely corrected by Karos that it was in fact 3 smaller lizards. However, these 3 dinosaurs are simply no match for Thok and his mighty stick, so just click on each one to deal an instant kill. Once defeated, continue east and select option 2, before continuing through the dialogue or argument that ensues between the two, where once again some slightly larger dinosaurs, or lizards as Thok calls them, appear. Simply whack those to death and continue down the path to the next step and select option 2 to continue. We find ourselves just before the entrance to Anachronia base camp, and our path blocked by Lanya Kea the Magnificent. Thok's words, not mine by the way. He seems to be in love, or at least mesmerized by her. After some flirtatious banter between Lanya Kea and Thok, she leads our companions to the base camp, and to safety where they'll hopefully meet up with the player and take on Kerapak. Or so they thought. Thok has a bad feeling about it all, and his gut turns out to be correct as Kerapak turns up and taunts the companions in their futile attempts to stop him, and eventually flies away after some back and forth between a defiant Thok. As the flashback comes to an end, we find ourselves in control of our own character once again. Head back to Karos, who is nearby, and speak to him. Going through the dialogue, we discover Anachronia could hold some potential secrets hidden within its soil that may help us learn more about the island. Just south of Karos and Thok will be an excavation site. Uncover this site and proceed to excavate until you uncover a damaged Dragonkin device. It requires 50 Orphan Glass to restore, so head over to the dig site or any other archaeology bench and restore this artifact. Once you've restored this artifact, head back to Anachronia and return to Karos just north of the base lodestone. Whilst Karos doesn't know what to do with the device, he suggests you try excavating in the spot north of him to find anything that could potentially help you gain further knowledge. Doing so will get you the damaged Dragonkin tablet. Once again, this will require 50 Orphan Glass to repair, which you can of course gather on the island further north or purchase on the Grand Exchange. Head back to the dig site or any other archaeology workbench and restore the tablet. Once you've restored the tablet, head back to Karos located north of the Anachronia lodestone again. After several dialogue options with Karos, he suggests speaking to someone with advanced knowledge of the Dragonkin, Hannibus, who has seemingly decided to hang out with prehistoric Granny Potterington on the ranch out of time. The fastest way to get there is to use an attuned Max Guild Garden portal. Otherwise, just teleport to Manor Farm or the Ardone Lodestone. Head up the stairs of the farm and teleport using the tree. Speak to Hannibus, who will translate the tablet and ask the player to meet him in the ruins located on the northeast of Anachronia. Head back to the Anachronia base once more and make your way north. You can either use the agility course or just walk to the northeastern side of the island, whichever is more convenient for you until you reach the ruins. If you have low level agility, you can always bring with you a super energy potion or stamina potion to replenish your run, or just use the rest feature. Hannibus is located on the southern side. Speak to him before entering the door to the ruins nearby. You are now inside the Nodum Hibernatorium Shared Dream. Quite the mouthful. Head down the stairs of the Hibernatorium and speak with Hannibus, who will enable you to enter the memories of the Nodum caretakers. Press option 1 to get started. There are 2 caretakers located inside of the memory, and you will need to follow both of them to find the correct sequence to gain access below. The first caretaker will leave the ruins, so follow him up the stairs and outside. He will lead you to the north side of the ruins before entering a door. Get close enough and you will be able to eavesdrop and hear his passcode. Attempt to open the door the caretaker has just entered and select option 4 for the passcode and head inside. Here the caretaker will disappear and it is now time to head back to Hannibus. Return to the south side of the ruins and restart the dream sequence, except this time you'll be spying on the second caretaker. The second caretaker wanders around the room complaining about his colleague for a bit. We've all been there, right? Eventually, he'll make his way over to the southeastern corner where a Dragonkin pylon is located. Get close and you'll notice 3 symbols on the pylon. Take a note of the symbols he enters, because that's your way in. Once the caretaker has disappeared, return to Hannibus and exit the dream state. Return to the southeastern corner and dial the 3 symbols to match up with those you noted in the dream sequence. Each correct symbol will give you a prompt on screen, and when the final symbol is completed, ensure you complete the full dialogue sequence or you will not be able to proceed. With the sequence and passcode now obtained, head back up the stairs and exit the ruins, and make your way to the northern entrance. Simply select option 4 and enter the ruins, and speak to Hannibus in the center of the room. The Dragonkin in this room belong to a council known as the Kindra. Hannibus will suggest entering another dream state, this time to observe the Kindra Council meeting. Select option 1 to begin. You will awaken in the dream state at the bottom of a path. Follow it east and speak to Hannibus, and then select option 1 to begin the council meeting. At the meeting, Kerapak reveals his master plan to the council and attempts to sway them to his way of thinking. He succeeds in winning some of them over and formulates the next step of his master plan, whilst the remaining Dragonkin agreed to stick with their previous plan. The meeting has concluded, however 2 of the Dragonkin council members remain. Hannibus is now trying a bold tactic in influencing the remaining 2 Dragonkin into showing him another dream. This plan of course backfires, and now you've been spotted. A cutscene will play out, summarizing Kerapak's plan to flood the world with corruption and the elder god Jas, who intervened and destroyed the home of the Dragonkin. After the cutscene, you will reawaken with your companions at the base of the ruins, where Kerapak approaches you. Thok is first to attempt to attack him, as are you. However, you quickly realize your weapons do no harm to Karapak. He continues to taunt you, offering you a small mercy, allowing you to spend your final moments with your loved ones before he ends life as we know it. Fear and panic now set in amongst the companions. What can be done to stop Karapak now? Not even the mighty Thok nor the World Guardian can do any harm against him. We must notify Seren and her council before it is too late. Teleport to Berthup and head north into the castle and up to the second floor. Notify Seren of the developments that have occurred on Anachronia and Karapak's use of the needle, making him invulnerable. But what if there was someone who knew how to stop the needle on Karapak? What about Primrose? She has history with the needle, maybe she can help. Head to Piscatoris via the Eagle's Peak Lodestone or teleport to the Guthix Memorial using a memory strand and make your way northwest to Primrose's home. Speak to Primrose and ask about destroying the needle, or whether it has any potential weaknesses. There must be a way to counter or defeat the needle's power. However, Primrose is unfortunately unable to offer much help. Who would have thought that an incredible artifact such as the needle wouldn't come with some sort of user manual? She does, however, believe the needle can be turned against Karapak somehow, and you decide to run this strategy by Seren and her council to make sure. Teleport back to Berthorpe and head to the second floor of the castle to speak with Seren. She suggests you speak with someone who has first-hand experience with dealing with the Dragonkin and is the creator of the Elder artifact known as the Needle itself. A dangerous mission, and one wrong answer from the World Guardian could lead to the destruction of life itself. Big boots to fill, but there is no other option. Head to the heart of Gielinor using a heart teleport tablet and meet Seren outside the entrance to be teleported to meet Jas. When speaking with Jas, the World Guardian must be very careful not to anger her. It won't end well. Go through the options to formulate a plan to use the needle against Karapak, or somehow convince the Elder Gods to once again intervene against the Dragonkin. The topic of the Elder Gods themselves is strictly off limits, and don't even think about questioning her abilities. Eventually, Jas will agree to provide some assistance to you in the form of the Eye of Jas, something to help in your fight against Karapak. Once returned to the heart, make your way back to the base in Anachronia and speak to Karos. It seems the archaeologists on the island are now fleeing, and it's up to you and your companions to defend the base to ensure everyone's safety. Empty your hands and speak to Thok. He bestows upon you his mighty stick to defend the base with. He meanwhile will be using his head as a weapon, literally. Speak to the other companions and place them in strategic locations to help defend the base in line with their abilities. Once you're ready, it's time to defend the base against 5 angry hordes of dinosaurs. Press start and start whacking with your new stick. To progress through the waves, run around and stand by any dinosaurs coming towards you. When the bar above your head is full, you will deal damage to the oncoming dinosaurs. They will gradually increase in number, health, and even come at you from different directions as you progress through the waves. Your companions will assist you wherever possible, and you can move them around to different locations or change their targets where needed. Remember to watch all your sides. You don't want to let any of the dinosaurs slip through and kill some of the archaeologists. Eventually the dinosaurs will be cleared, and simply speak to Karos, who informs you of a breakthrough in your quest. Head north of the base to the volcano entrance to find out more. When you arrive at the volcano entrance, speak to Karos, who instructs you to use a device known as the Measure to investigate cosmic power that is radiating from around the volcano. He has identified 4 different locations around the ruins surrounding the volcano. The measure can be obtained from the Elder Halls in Frenesque. The easiest way to access this is by simply teleporting to the World Gate using the 6-stage circuit and entering the relevant portal. With the measure, simply speak with Karos once more to get started. His first location is simply located north through the archway. Place the measure nearby and proceed through the dialogue until he moves to the second location. Head back through the archway and proceed east down the stairs. We must now navigate our way around the volcano whilst keeping an eye out for any locations where Karos may be. Zooming out your camera helps with this greatly and makes him a lot easier to spot. Continue northeast and then north through the narrow pathway under the root, and you will see Karos at his second location amongst the ruins and Jadinkos. Again, Just simply place the measure nearby and proceed through the dialogue. The cosmic power is radiating from around the volcano, and Karos has now moved to the third location. Proceed northwest and continue all the way around the volcano until you are on its western side. The third and fourth locations are on the other side of the volcano and island. Continue along the path. There are no agility obstacles here that you need to worry about. Players with low level agility may find it beneficial here to have an energy or stamina potion handy, as your run energy will deplete quite quickly. However, you can simply just use the rest function to recoup your energy before continuing on. Eventually you will reach Karos at his third location, inside a small enclosed building. Simply place the measure down and proceed through the dialogue. Karos will move on to his final destination. Thankfully, the distance between location 3 and 4 is not as big. Simply head east up the large set of stairs and find Karos. Place the measure for the final time, and your 4 locations of cosmic power have now been identified. Karos will return to the volcano entrance back north of the base camp. After reuniting with our companions, they now believe it is time to uncover Kerapak's great plan and try to put a stop to him once and for all. It is now time to enter the volcanic lab. The player, who is now dubbed the World Guardian of Shadow Anima, can only survive the ordeal and not be ripped to shreds. Simply proceed through the dialogue and enter the door to the west to begin. We arrive in a great big laboratory with 5 distinct sections. The northernmost one is locked behind the door of energy. We must find a way to unlock it. Each of the 4 other rooms contain a Dragonkin device as seen previously in the quest. These must be the way to unlock the door. Now, from what we know of Kerapak, and most other villains, they must have written down their dastardly plan somewhere. Head to the southwestern room and take the tablet from the lectern. Just like that, we now have a solution for each of the rooms. The lectern tells us that each of the rooms has a name and a code to unlock each of its locks. Jas, within Slankras, is located to the northeast. Ful, within Chenrath, is located to the southeast. Wen, within Buja Hapen, is located within the northwest, and Bik, within Kalistrak, is located southwest. We now have the clues to our solution, and all that is left is to translate it all into Dragonkin to get the codes. Thankfully, this is a TLDW video, and the solution is fully visible for you on the screen. Simply head to each location, enter the codes as seen on your screen, and the northern door will finally unlock. We've cracked the code, and a short unlocking of the door is shown to the north. Use this as a checkpoint to head to the bank and gear up for a final boss fight against the Blackstone Dragon from the Dragonkin laboratory, albeit an easier version. You do not need anti-fire for this dragon, but having stat boosting potions, prayer potions, and some food will help you get the kill done a lot quicker. Once you've geared up, simply head north through the now unlocked barrier to begin the battle. As this is an easier version of the Blackstone Dragon faced in Elite Dungeon, it has fewer life points, deals less damage, and does not have 2 of its special attacks. You will not face the Blackstone Hands, nor will you face its Flying Draconic attack. You will, however, face the Gemstone Spike special, for which you can simply move out of the way before it lands, as well as the Flaming Spiral, which you just need to stay out of. Bear in mind, while the Spiral attack is going on, you will deal heavily reduced damage, and these waves will then continue to repeat until the Blackstone Dragon has been defeated. After you defeat the Blackstone Dragon, Kerapak will reveal himself once more. He has grown tired of your continual resistance to save the world. He seeks to save all worlds by sacrificing this one. It should be a no-brainer in his eyes. You do not agree, for this is your world, and you are its guardian. You, however, cannot convince Kerapak, and therefore must intervene with the Eye of Jas. You watch as Jas binds Kerapak and subdues him, takes control of the needle and his hibernating Nodun. Kerapak requests his own death, but Jas does not grant him this final mercy. Kerapak seemingly has a change of heart and encourages you to leave as the laboratory around you begins to collapse. You have 2 minutes to flee to safety or be trapped in the erupting volcano. Navigate your way back to the southern entrance, avoid the falling rocks, but unfortunately you quickly become trapped, unable to escape. But suddenly, your companions have found entry into the lab. Thok smashes away at the rocks and allows you passage. Take the western route and quickly pass the falling rocks and climb up to the entrance to safety. You have made it to safety and a final cutscene will play. Ful, another elder god has erupted forth from the volcano and proceeds to destroy it all. Karos says you must inform Seren immediately of the developments and tell her how you stopped Kerapak. Teleport to Berthup, head up to the second floor of the castle and speak with Seren. You may wish to keep your newfound power of the shadow anima to yourself if you wish. It may be best if the gods don't know of your growing abilities just yet. Seren meanwhile will suggest that you take this time to celebrate your victory against Kerapak, until such a time as the World Guardian is needed once again, and this time they will all be ready. Congratulations, quest completed. Thanks for watching this quick TLDW quest guide. If you enjoyed it or it helped you out, please consider leaving a like and a subscription if you want more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.